Ludicrous Feed is proudly sponsored by Hankook Tyre, Driving Emotion, and Carloop, data to empower Australia's EV revolution. Hey everyone, I'm Tom, this is Joy.
Hello.
And welcome to our garage here in Sydney, Australia. You can see behind us is our new Sigenergy battery, which was installed just about 10 days ago now. So we're going to walk through why we installed a new battery and how much we paid for it. Also walk through the Sigenergy app and how it integrates with the Amber electric plan as well. So stick with us, we've got lots to tell you. All right, so here it is, the Sigenergy battery, and we'll go through all the specs in a bit more detail in a second, but essentially this is a 40 kilowatt hour LFP battery from Sigenergy. It's also got a 25 kilowatt inverter as well. I'll tell you why we chose such a big inverter in a second. So why do we choose Sigenergy, which is actually a relatively new brand out of China? Well, first of all, it's modular, it's scalable. You can add as much as you want in terms of number of battery packs. There's also a DC fast charging module as well, which we'll go through as well. And also the installers love it in Australia. It's actually one of the easier batteries to install from what I hear. And certainly the installers that installed it for us made it look very easy as well. So why do we buy a new battery? Why do we choose to install a new battery in our home? Given that those who follow our channel will know that we already previously had a Tesla Powerwall 2 with 13.5 kilowatt hour battery capacity. Well, because here in Australia we have the new battery rebate. It's a very generous rebate from the federal government. Essentially it gives you 30% off, or at least up to 30% off the battery installation costs. So we figured it's such a good deal, we couldn't walk past it. So hence we decided to go big. We could have gone bigger. The rebate goes up to 50 kilowatt hours. This is a 40 kilowatt hour battery, and we decided to stop at 40 because essentially this stack here you can see allows up to 6 modules plus an inverter, right? So you can see that there are 5 visible modules. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each of these modules are 8 kilowatt hours. They also come in 5 kilowatt hour packs, but from what I've read online, the 8 kilowatt hour gives you a better price per unit of energy. So hence we went for 8, and then the inverter sits on top. So you can actually go one more up, so you can have up to 6 modules plus the inverter, and we're gonna leave the last module for the DC bidirectional charger. Okay, so that is currently a little bit too expensive for me. So I'm gonna wait till the price comes down, hopefully shortly, because then that allows me to have a 25 kilowatt DC bidirectional inverter, which I can plug into basically any CCS2 vehicle. And that allows me to do V2 grid, exporting the energy from the car back into the grid and hopefully making some money as well. So that's via Amber, we'll talk about that shortly. So yes, I could have gone an extra module, made it 48 kilowatt hour and really maximized the federal government's rebate, but we decided to leave one stack or one module short for that future DC charger. So how do we choose our installer? Okay, so that's the next point I want to talk about. So we've got a deal actually with Solar Choice, okay? So if you want to find out more about batteries and solar, look at our website. Links are in the video description below as well. They'll discuss with you battery and solar options for your home and give you the best options and the best installation for your premise.
Because there's so many variables, and obviously every household's different. So you just need to plug in kind of like your stats, and then it'll tell you, it'll give you a range of options as who are the people that you should be looking into, because there's so many options out there, and the same option might not suit everybody. So that's why, plug it into the system and have a look at what it spits out specifically for you.
Yeah, that's why we partnered with Solar Choice, because they are the experts. They'll help you out with what you need for your home. This is what suits us the best, so this may not be for you, but Solar Choice will help you with that. And they recommended Infinite Solar on the Northern Beaches, which is our local area here. And as you can see, they've done a fantastic job with how neat the installation is. Right? Everything looks so tidy, it's sitting on the floor. There's obviously brackets behind here just to keep everything stable onto the brick wall.
I love how compliant everything is, like all the warning symbols and stickers. This makes me go to my happy place, like OH&S, my workplace health and safety.
Obviously isolator switch there on the left, and they made the effort to really tidy this up as well. Otherwise it's just lots of cables running up the wall, so hats off to them. And then the wiring goes obviously into the roof space and to the meter board, which is on the side of our house, all out of sight, so really good. And of course, in Australia, you need a safety bollard. So at first I was a bit hesitant having a bollard in the garage, but look how close they installed it to the feet of the battery. So I'm okay with that. My car, or the car I'm driving at the moment, doesn't go anywhere near the bollard when I hop into the garage. So yeah, I'm fine with that as well. Apparently it comes in white too. So who knows, maybe I'll change it to white when that stuff becomes available.
Safety bollards are awesome. I can't believe we have one in our garage now.
Joy's very happy with that.
I am. I'm over the moon.
Now, speaking of safety and longevity, I guess the Sigenergy's got a 10-year battery warranty. And just confirming, it is a lithium iron phosphate battery, as we know with LFP batteries. Very stable at that top end, and it's warranted to 70% capacity after 10 years as well. Okay, so that's the installation of our battery. Let's go through the invoice now. So you'll see on the screen right now, I'll just give you highlights of the invoice. So it is a 40.3 kilowatt hour battery storage. As I said before, it's modular, so it's actually 5 lots of 8 kilowatt hour packs. It's got a 25 kilowatt inverter, obviously which sits on top of the battery. The official name of the battery is Sigenstore battery, and the inverter's name is Sigenstore 25T40, so 25 kilowatt. You might ask, what do we do with the Tesla Powerwall 2, which was sitting here? You might have seen in our previous videos, that's where the Powerwall 2 used to sit. We gifted that to Joy's parents, who live fairly close to us. So Infinite Solar were kind enough, well, they gave us a quote to transport the battery over to their place, which is not far away. So if you
Not just transport, installation.
Installation as well, and support and so on.
As opposed to just,
yeah,
we're going to drive it up the road and there you go.
And have a look at the footprint too. So I was a bit concerned how tall it would be, right? So, I mean, I'm about 170, so that's how tall it is with the 5 modules and the inverter. If you add the DC charger one day, or if you've got an extra stack or extra module, then you're probably going to go about there, which is well clear of the garage rail there. And in terms of extension or depth from the wall, let me just grab a measuring tape. So the depth of this sitting out from the brick wall, we're looking at the most, it is 33 centimeters from the brick wall, even with the brackets holding onto it. So that's not too bad. That's certainly acceptable, I think. And it's in keeping with what the spec sheet said as well. So just a slight bit out from the wall.
So it should suit most internal garages.
Yeah. I think you can install this outside too. It's IP66 rated, but obviously it's nicer in the garage or indoor area. And there's enough ventilation, there's clearance underneath. There's plenty of space around the battery. So we're pretty happy with how Infinite have done the installation for us. Great job. Okay, so let's talk about our current setup in our home. So we've got an 8.4 kilowatt solar system, and I don't plan to upgrade that or increase the capacity of the solar anytime soon. Because I really want to experiment the 40 kilowatt hour battery with Amber, which is a wholesale pricing distributor here in Australia. It's basically a VPP, but using wholesale pricing to give you, I guess, best bang for your buck for a battery. So I think Amber's very good for batteries. We've sort of tested that with our Powerwall 2s already. Check out our bills below here on the screen. We've certainly been better off compared to last year for at least 4 months now, maybe more. I'll leave a link as well in the video description to that spreadsheet. We'll continue that with the Sigenergy, of course, over time. But the whole point of Amber and batteries is like stock trading, okay? So the aim is to buy the energy when it's low, when it's cheaper, either with solar or just when the grid's cheaper with Amber, and then selling high. So when we sell high, we don't mean like, 3 cents if you're lucky, 5 cents if you're lucky with most electricity providers. We're talking like sometimes $15 per kilowatt hour on a really good day when there's that spike that Amber is very well known for.
Yeah, admittedly, that will only be probably for a couple of hours. It's not like you're going to get $15 for the whole day, but $15 for, potentially 2 hours, that's a lot. Another
reason why I went big with the inverter. So you could have gone smaller, like 15, 10, but I think, for a 40 kilowatt hour battery with the future installation of a DC fast charger, I think 25 is reasonable because the DC fast charger is 25 kilowatts. So we went for a 25 kilowatt inverter so that we could take advantage of the speeds of the DC charger one day.
Yeah, that was the issue when there were price spikes with our old Powerwall 2, because that could only give back to the grid at a maximum rate of 5.
Yep.
And so I'm like, no, there's a price spike, but I can only sell,
keep chucking.
5. Whereas if there's a price spike with this, we'd be selling 22. Is it 22?
Yeah, 22 kilowatts. That's what I've seen.
At a rate of 22, as opposed to at a rate of 5. Yep.
Even with the Powerwall 3, it's 10, max of 10 per pack.
So over, well, that's the thing, it's over 4 times as much as we were doing before.
Yeah.
Potentially.
We'll see. This is all good in theory. We'll see what it's like, obviously, when summer comes around for those spikes.
We're counting our chickens.
All right, so that's kind of the theory behind the battery. Let's actually have a look at some practice and walk through the app itself.
Oh, it's blue now.
Yeah, so I'll talk about that in the app, what those different colors mean, and you can actually you can customize all that as well. So, okay, so that is the Sigenergy app main screen, and you can see that there's a bit of cloud cover at the moment, so there's only 1.28 kilowatts of solar. Our home's using quite a bit, so it's not charging too much, but historically with Amber we've seen, because as you can see the app is being controlled by Amber, VPP scheduling mode. I'll just click that, so it's currently Amber is controlling the app, all right, so in theory, and that's worked quite well in the last few days. You can also set your own mode if you like, but I think Amber is what we're going to do moving forward with this. So back to this, so I'm hoping that in a couple of hours time when the electricity is really cheap, I'll go through the Amber app as well. When it's really cheap, then the battery will start to charge from the grid at like say 6-7 cents per kilowatt hour. But at the moment you can see, yeah, it's just self-consuming or self-charging with the solar and exporting some excess. I don't know why it does that. I'll just have to trust Amber in some regards.
I mean, 0.07 is like a little drop. Yeah.
You have to learn to trust Amber, I think, over time. You can look at it all day if you wanted,
I'm just going to lift up a bit higher. So you see it was blue before and now it's green. Because it's like, I think it's just sort of half trickling in, half trickling out. It's not really doing any, hasn't committed either way.
Yeah, and that's nice having that visual indicator.
See, now it's flipped over the other. But it's not a massive amount. It's just... Yeah, it's almost like neutral. It's like a car in neutral that hasn't put the brake on it. It's kind of just like going forwards or back, forwards or back.
So again, trusting Amber, not fiddling with it too much. That's sort of more visual graphics on what's happening with the battery at the moment. It's at 10 kilowatt hour at 25%, so that's about right, given it's a 40 kilowatt hour capacity.
But nicely, you can actually see it from the outside as well.
Yeah, there's lights on there too.
So that light there shows you the state of charge. And if it's green all the way up to here, then you know the battery's full.
Okay, so just back to the app. So you can see as we scroll down here, there's more colorful graphics as to what's happening with the battery today. So for example, today is the 6th, I believe. Yes, it is. So you can see that's how much solar, where it's gone. All right, so battery load, grid. Same with the battery, what's happening with the discharge. And then with the grid, what's happened as well, or where it's gone over today. And there's historical stats as well to see what happened yesterday. And then you can also have a look at what happened during the week. So there's lots of metrics to play with, which is great in the month. I've only had it for 10 days, not even that. So I think I haven't got too much data just yet. And then you can see the power metrics as well. So you can see what's happened today. That's very similar to the Tesla app. You can break it down into solar production, battery, grid, load consumed. And then yesterday was that, 5th, and that's the 4th as well, okay? So you can see, actually, we'll look at the 4th for a second. So you can see that the battery charging, which is going down, obviously it's negative, tends to happen at around 10:30, around sort of 11 to 12 o'clock when the grid is a bit cheaper. So, and they'll discharge at nighttime, right? So about 5 o'clock for the home, or if there's a spike, okay? So that's when electricity is much more expensive during the evening period. So that's good. That's what we want Amber to do, to control the battery in that regard. And you can see also so there's more metrics here, but you can see also in the battery state of charge, that's reflective of what's been happening. So the 4th, see that? Around 12 o'clock, it'll charge up and it's full by 2-3 o'clock, pretty close to 100%. And it's been a consistent pattern as well. Yesterday was a bit of an anomaly. There was an issue actually with Amber and Sigenergy. So it's not always perfect. Hopefully that's just a one-off occurrence when it didn't charge.
This might give you an idea of what it would do if it wasn't hooked up to Amber.
Correct. That's just with solar. So as you can see, just with our solar, it's just not enough to charge up the battery to full. It won't happen at this time of year. And I don't think even in summer that's going to be enough to charge the battery. So we are sort of energy trading in that regard. Now let's have a look at the 3rd. So you can see a similar pattern happening. So it's charging up again around midday, 1 o'clock. By 2-3 o'clock it's full, and then same with the 2nd. So it's been a consistent pattern thanks to Amber. That's what it does, okay? And then 31st was the same. And this does not necessarily reflect the pattern of the weather. So it might have been a cloudy day, it doesn't matter, because Amber's just finding the cheapest part of the day. So that's when we first installed it on the 28th, okay? So that's very reassuring for me. That's what's been happening. Okay, and then you can set your energy value. I'm not going to worry with that because Amber is controlling everything. And then you've got more stats as well, how much energy is produced, and environmental benefits too. That's the device in real time. So that's the inverter doing its thing. So 11 kilowatts. It's probably charging now actually from the grid. So I might have a look at that in a second. And then you can see each module's stated charge. So really quite modular. And then if you click each module, you can see the different stats of the battery. It's charging at 11 kilowatts. So let's have a look at what's happening with the battery. Hopefully it's going to play nicely and show us what's happening. Okay, so there we go. So now it's importing from the grid at 7. So it is starting to ramp up in conjunction with the solar, and it's charging at 11 kilowatts, which is fantastic. So that's what we want to do, because I can guarantee you, when I flick over to the Amber app, and luckily it's all working well today, the price is now 7 cents per kilowatt. Okay, so if I click the 5-minute pricing, it is pretty good. It's 7-8 cents, which is as good, almost as good as it's going to get. So apparently the prediction is that 1 o'clock is going to be 6 cents. So because we've got a 25 kilowatt inverter, that means that it should pretty much in 2 hours top up the entire battery in its entirety, right? So 25 times 2, 50 kilowatt hours, that's the whole battery stack.
At a rate of 7 cents.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you look later in the day, but today's not too bad because it's quite a nice day. So
And also it's a Saturday.
Saturday, yeah. So
It's a
the
weekend.
pricing's generally quite good.
Yep.
But we've seen prices without spikes close to even $1 per kilowatt hour during that time.
Especially if during winter, on a weekday, generally from about 3 o'clock, it'll go to about 40 cents. And then from about, 5, 6 o'clock, it may go up to 60, 70, 80 cents or even a price spike.
Yep. Yeah. So winter, summer, that's when it's bad. It's usually the heating and cooling. But during the moderate months, mild months, it's not too bad. Okay. And what's really cool too is obviously you can play with connectivity and software updates and check the warranty and so on and so forth. But you can also change the indicator lights. So that's quite a nice touch. So if you find the indicator lights annoying, you can actually just switch it off, right? If I just press save. Yeah. So that stopped blinking. Yeah, I know, it's fun, right? Yeah.
It's so fun.
So I like seeing the status of the charge or discharge. If you want other funky things, you can switch it to Christmas lights.
Wow, that's a lot.
That's an extra, right? Marquee, what does that do? Oh yeah, it's like a washing machine, isn't it? Breathing, I guess it pulses like that. Constant. Okay, so just constant blue light and then just ambient. Again, like a dishwasher. You can change the brightness. I think
Charging and discharging makes sense because then it gives
more useful, right?
information.
I guess you can make it brighter if you wanted to. Let's see how bright that gets. Ooh, that's very bright. What do you reckon?
Nope.
Middle?
Yep.
Yeah, I think it was better before, wasn't it? And then same with the side of the battery. So if we go over here, so let's see the strip of light there, right? So
And you can see we haven't been here that long and it's already come up that much just in a few minutes.
So if we go back to the app here, so LED strips. So again, you can switch it off if you don't want it. It's pretty instantaneous effect. And then if you want, say, Christmas lights. Ta-da! It's almost Christmas, isn't it? 3 months away. Breathing. Power flow. Oh, I suppose that could be quite useful, power flow. Is it charging? Is it discharging? Could be good too. So at the moment we know it's using. Back to the home. And then you can have just constant, right? So constant is just a blue light. Or you can customize it yourself. So there's a greedy snake. Watch this.
Oh man, that reminds me of the Nokia game.
But again, I think battery state of charge makes sense to me.
That is the most useful one to have, the battery state of charge.
Absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, that gives us a lot more information. Okay, so just a couple more points. If you feel like you need to top up the battery from the grid a bit more, you can actually go to instant manual control there, and you can charge the battery, discharge if you want, hold the battery at the current state of charge, or self-consume. But say if you wanted to charge from the grid because it's cheap at the moment, you can actually increase it for a certain period of time. So let's say 30 minutes, and then we can just start using. So let's do that. And you can tells you how much is left in the countdown. And let's go back to the main screen. So on the main screen there, you can see it should, in real time, start to ramp up. There we go, 22 kilowatts from the grid, because it is cheap at the moment. I really want to charge my battery up because Amber is still 7 cents. So that's one way to really get the battery charging up, and that's the battery at full bore charging up. And then you can instantly stop charging if you've had enough. Then you can see in real time it just slowly starts to ramp down again, and then let Amber just do its thing once you've had enough of charging. And just a few more battery settings, so you can change the discharge priority like that. You can also set the battery level settings, so you can cut off a bit lower than 100% if you want. So you can actually customize your cutoff time. You can also customize the backup. Say if you want to set a higher reserve, you can. So backup can be set higher like that as well. And the rest of the settings are quite customizable, quite granular. So export limits can be set, peak shaving, tariff plan you can set, backup reserve, have a look at the history. So another huge benefit of the Sigenergy battery system is that it's got true 3-phase backup capability. So all you need to do to test that is to press the gateway there, and you can press off grid. I'm going to test that in a second. But you can see, you can also find out what the stats are for each phase, for the voltage and the frequency. And then on the grid side, you can see what's going on as well. Good to see that's matching the grid side. Let's test off grid. So let's do that. Go off grid. So press go off grid. This will disconnect your home from your local electric grid and use a Sigen store to simulate a grid outage. So you won't notice anything. Watch this. Right? Nothing happened. Nothing happened. I didn't even feel any flicker of the lights. Right? It's now currently off grid. See that? Now I'm off grid, simulating that at 31%. I've got 42 hours remaining to power the home. Nothing from the grid at all. All 3 phases are backed up. Isn't that incredible? I could double check that too, so you can see all 3 phases are running at almost 50 Hertz and at the correct voltage as well. Fantastic. All right, let's pop it back on. And I know it's working because no one's running into the garage going, hey, the Wi-Fi is not working. Right, that's the best test. Because you can see I'm still connected to my home Wi-Fi. Reconnect. This may take a few moments. There you go. That's all it took. Maximum 5 seconds. And we are back online. Right. See it flick over. It's now on grid. It's exporting, it's charging, it's doing all the right things. Fantastic, I love it. Okay, so that is our Sigenergy battery installation video. So summary points, we love Sigenergy because it's modular, scalable. We took advantage of the federal government's rebate, so 30% off the and we used Solar Choice because we really wanted to find a good installer in the area, so they really helped us with that. Local installer, and they were fantastic, Infinite Solar. So yeah, shout out to those guys in the Northern Beaches. But if you're not in Sydney, Solar Choice covers nationwide recommendations, so definitely check them out. Link in the video description below. We've got a specialized Ludicrous Feed page as well. Have a look at that. And you won't be disappointed, I reckon. And obviously check out Amber as well if you've got a battery. Just makes a lot of sense. Just get out of that mindset of self-consumption and just into earnings optimizer. So you're earning money with the battery, or even definitely saving more than you would just self-consuming.
Yep. It's not obviously just about the money. Well, it is about the money, but it's also about knowing that you're helping transition like the Australian energy grid away from non-renewable sources of energy like coal and gas and things like that to renewable energy sources. So you can soak up all that sun or what's coming in from the battery during the day, which is going to be solar, and then pump it out during the peak hours where it's technically still renewable because you've stored it from there during the day. And then you're selling it for a good price. So win-win.
That's a nice secondary benefit. But yeah, stabilizing the grid, but making money as well, or at least reducing power bills by a lot. So check out our Amber referral code as well in the video description below and pinned comment. Alrighty, well, that's it. We'll be doing regular updates with our Amber bills, obviously in conjunction with the Sigenergy battery, and letting you guys know over time how it's going. As we said, we're not going to install any more solar for the time being, just as a part of the experiment to see whether, just with the battery, we can just use that alone to recoup our costs. But yeah, otherwise, yeah, looking forward to hearing from you guys in the comment section about it. If you've also chosen to install a battery as well, let us know. Otherwise, from Joy and myself, this is Ludicrous Feed. Thanks for watching. Until the next video, it's happy charging.